Hey gents, this past month I've spent time with the 2018 Seamaster Professional 300 meter and thought it would be interesting to compare to recent models if you're in the market for one of the best entry-level luxury divers on the market and the most iconic to boot. Now this isn't a perfect comparison because I have the most recent special edition from this line, but I don't have the reference 212304120, which was the 2015 model this 2018 replaced. However, my Commander's model is a nice bridge between those two generations because it has the same dial layout, hands, ceramic insert, and bracelet as a 2015 model, but has the sapphire caseback and decorated movement used in the new one. Let's start with the major changes between the two. First, bringing back the wave dial that first debuted on the Bond Seamaster in 1995. It's executed beautifully by concaving the design as opposed to the old raised wave, and it ends before the edges of the dial. I think it is excellent. Now on the dial, they moved the date window to the 6 o'clock position instead of the 3, and you can see that on the new skeleton hands, they're slightly redesigned and they are more pronounced, especially on the Lollipop seconds hand, and it also makes the loom more visible in the dark, which is probably my biggest issue with my Seamaster. They also made the dial indices flatter and slightly wider, which is a nice touch for visibility. The ceramic bezel now has more pronounced numbers in white versus the old silver, which mine has, and it no longer has the dash marks on the 15 minutes on the right side, but this does help with the symmetry of the bezel. Mine is decorated with rubber, but on the old one it just had the dash marks. You can also see up at the 9 o'clock on the helium escape valve, it's a more hexagonal design and it is a little bit more polished than the old one. The movement has changed now to the Master Chronometer 8800, so a more robust movement, especially in terms of magnetism and shock resistance. So it's still based on the excellent coaxial movement as before, but it now has a standard display caseback, which before was only on special editions like mine, opposed to the iconic Hippocampus logo seen in most Seamasters. And now the other major change that is immediately noticeable and welcome is the bracelet. The steel bracelet has the same hallmarks of the famous Bond Seamaster, but this is a little bit more refined. And you can see that on mine, the iconic 5-rail design refined over 25 years, but the new model is much more sharp and refined while keeping the iconic look. So I think it really elevates the watch from the bubble look you can see on mine to something a little bit more elegant. But you gotta be careful though, the lug design on the 2018 model is modified enough that will not fit on previous generation models. That does mean that the new model wears slightly smaller than the previous 42mm models because the drop from the lugs is more defined. And it also means that those new rubber straps that were released with the new models will not fit on your prior generation 300-meter professionals, much to my dismay as I was trying to buy one at my local boutique. But I guess I'll just have to stick with my NATOs. The other major change on the bracelet that I'm quite jealous of are the micro adjustments within the clasp. So you can see that the new clasp is a bit longer than the previous models, and that's because they brought the push button seen in the Planet Ocean model to make it really easy to adjust, which is a very nice feature. So you get it pretty close to your size, and then if your weight fluctuates or even summer versus winter, it's really easy to modify that bracelet without having to take out links. So those are the new changes to the Seamaster. They also changed their warranty policy in 2018 to include a 5-year manufacturer warranty standard as opposed to the 3-year offered before, which is a very nice upgrade. And so if you're looking at the 300-meter line, some of these changes might be enough to make you go for that newest model. Thank you to Trovery for supporting the channel and helping me get hands-on time with great new releases like this one. And if you're shopping for your new timepieces, definitely check them out. I will link to them below. And until next time, gents, this is the Kavalier.